JD, James Tourish.
Oh, that's one thing I've got to do. Need to put the mic settings on.
Alfred in here? No, he's still 2.
I'm undecided if I want to try to really put in a qualifying lap or if I just want to qualify at the back to watch the entire carnage that's going to happen.
I mean, either
You
option
might be
is
onto something.
either option is a good option. All right, this
Simon, I'll bite your fucking fingers off.
be good. All right, smashing. Right, let me hop on F1.
Smash me.
Smash me.
Yeah, so in future, I need to know to set this room up to get everything like prepared, like 25 minutes before.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
I'm sure that the game running is actually not too loud either. Oh yeah, the game volume is absolutely.
Where are
We
these
turn that
fucking
down.
invites, Dan?
I'm sending them out right now.
Ain't good
No.
help anymore.
Go a little bit lower. It's like 33.3.
Wait. Okay, move on to the thing. What account are you using to actually spectate?
This one.
Normal Gringo? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Turn you up a little bit as well. Go to 13.8.
Once you get everybody in, are you like locking the Can you lock the lobbies anymore?
I don't think you should lock the lobby anyway because people lag out.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
can rejoin, or you
Oh.
can get an invite or something.
I've got it on friends only. So
Yeah,
people
because I
should
was
be
gonna
able
say
to
you'll have
join.
like random ass people joining off people's friends
Yeah,
lists and shit.
most of my friends ain't gonna fucking.
I just meant
join.
like all from the people in the lobby. Like
Don't think it works that way, does it? I think it's.
I
it's
just
only
meant like
locked
if
to-
you left it open.
Oh right, yeah, fuck that. Yeah, that's way too fucking annoying. Need to invite Michael. Trying
Dre,
to think
it's,
who else.
Dre, you're in the chat. Is the game volume like too loud or not? Because F1 is really, really loud. Holy
Yeah, it's
shit.
really loud. I mean, I'm not watching, but I just thought I'd lie to you just to make you be prepared. You're welcome, bye.
Right, so I'm missing 4.
No, it's not terrible. Okay, go down to like 35. I hope that's not too bad. But yeah. All right, fellas, welcome in. If you're in GP1, got me and Batty as commentators today. You're in GP2, BL Sergio, who is, to be fair, probably way better than me, or is way better than me at F1 commentating. I believe he is. So make sure you go and follow him. The links are in that F1 Discord. GP3, I don't think we got a cameraman tonight, but it's all about just taking part in GP3. So best of luck if you're involved in any of the lobbies tonight. And I got to turn this up as well because I'm so far away. This is a different room. I got like the actual set desk. But I can like turn this up. All right. So yeah, we should be imminently close to qualifying start time. I'll turn this up just a smidge more. If it gets too loud or too sensitive, tell me. I don't know if the fan is blowing as well, but I came to watch Ryan, the Pride of the South Messiah, where you are in the wrong place, sadly. But he is in the party, so he can hear you.
So he will crash, say a slur, and Aaron will never stream again.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's the agenda tonight. Of course, Japan today. Again, the experts in the party, whether they're racing or commentating, will tell you a bit more than I can about Japan. 50% race today, so 27 laps. Is it 50% in GP 1, 2, and 3, Dana? Did you do it lower for
Yes.
the?
Yep.
Okay.
All 3 tiers are the same.
Wonderful. Well, so it should be a good night. Of course, as well tonight is not only the launch of the F1, it's also Olympic driving. So should you win in GP1 tonight, gold medal on VFL, silver medal if you come second, bronze medal if you come third. So a little bit of extra incentive there. And yeah, should be a great one. Thank you so much as well for the follow, Connor. And also, before I went live as well, Shadow Guns. Also, appreciate that. Up the Schalke. There you go. Well, you got any Schalkians? Schalks racing tonight? I don't know if anyone actually from Schalke plays F1. But Lobby of GP1 is good though. Benchwarmer, Leo, Kissy, DZ. There's some really, really fast drivers tonight. Like really, really fast drivers. Thank you as well, Cooper, for the follow. Who is the favourite then, Batty, or is it just too difficult to call? I mean, we know there's about 3 or 4 that are going to be having a real battle this season. But I mean, if you had to pick one, who are you saying tonight? Who do you think is going to be the one to watch? Kissy?
I mean, Kissy is the reigning champ, so obviously going to be like fairly favourite. But I think looking at it, you've probably got, you know, Louis, time trial wise. I'd probably say Shadow Gunner's going to be up there, bench warmer, and then, you know, there's a lot of guys that, you know, we've seen their TT, but we haven't quite seen their racecraft yet. So that can either go one of 2 ways, you know. If you're an old bastard like me, you're normally typically quicker in a race than you are in quali, and you know, you get the young guns like you've seen with VR Kieran in the past, where absolutely shit hot in fucking 1 lap pace, but when it comes to 27, you struggle. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how the grid kind of, you know, we know Kissy's got pretty good racecraft, so I think it's the people around him, how their kind of racecraft matches up, personally.
As well, thank you for the follow. Our Gaming TTV. He's not a fan of Benchwarmer. He's in the crowd tonight. He's booing. Says Benchwarmer is shit and overrated.
Yeah,
well, listen, from the qualies,
Wow.
I'll tell you. I mean, well, from the practice event last week, he's not bad. So, there you go. 19 out of 20, and then we're good to go. So,
Just missing one of the Alpha Towers.
Earth to
It's either
AlphaTauri.
Hippo,
Earth to
either
AlphaTauri.
Hippo or Sotu. It's Sotu, of course it bloody
Come on,
is.
Surty, son, you're the old guard. You shouldn't be letting us down like this. Is he on? Is he not on? What's the comms on?
He's
Surty?
on, he's on.
Get in the
So
lobby,
I'll probably
Surty.
just have to send him on Xbox rather than
Up the Elche. Webbo is going to need a new win within 3 laps to put all my points on it. Well, listen, Webbo is the ultimate underdog in GP1. After we did all the time trials, all the qualifying adversary, can reveal, Webbo was the 20th fastest man. So he was on the cusp of dropping into GP2. In the end, he saves himself. He is fast enough. It's just about finishing and getting some points today for Webbo. No doubts. Why is Ryan not racing? He's racing in GP3. This is GP1. So, yeah, Ryan is streaming, though. You will have to load up him on another monitor. You want to watch his point of view. Benchwarmer DNF 100%. Our Gaming TTV is absolutely infuriated. He is like the general public against Max Verstappen. Just want to see him crash and burn physically. Unbelievable. There you go.
Was crashing and burning. Physically.
Yeah. Back in
I'm
Vietnam. when he's-
missing Williams.
Nah, Ryan K is for some reason now spectating. So,
Yeah. So yeah, it's just sort of okay.
and we are in contact with him, right?
I've
Okay.
DM'd him and invited him.
Maybe he fell asleep, I have no idea.
No, he's on the game and listening to music, so
Oh.
You definitely should not fall asleep at the wheel.
Oh. Ryan has gone back into the Williams, so we're back to 19.
I got 2 minutes anyway.
Well, we've got
Let's
20.
start
We've got 20.
20?
Yep, we've hit 20. 30's in the lobby. There you go, he's in. Boom.
Right.
Smashing. Right. Off we go with quality then.
GP1. Hold on, let me just make sure. I've got to put out a ping before we go. GP1, green light. Please allow
Where?
2 minutes at race start for strategies. Thank you.
There we go. Mike's all straightened up. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm watching the real race. That's right. That's Ryan.
so we're going to be having setups quali. How long is quali? About 18 minutes, no?
Mhm.
Okay, so 18 minutes of qualifying, and then we're in for the first race night of the season. First of 12, Japan this week, China next week. We're on a tour of Asia. May see Dr. Blaze PhD in the crowd here tonight. Not racing, but a avid fan of some of the drivers in here. A lot of nationalities in the race as well, from the Germans such as Nico and DZR to Kissy and benchwarmers. So you got Welsh, you got Dutch, you got Germans, you got a whole heap of nationalities. Surti as well, representing the great nation of Cyprus tonight. Should be good. Of course, we get to see this battle tonight. Like we said, there's always the eyes on Kissy. Saw it the last couple of seasons before VFL F1 took a break. Kissy was the guy to beat from F1 in VFL, but he has got some serious competition this season. If he thinks this is going to be just an easy kind of routine 12 weeks, he has got another thing coming. There's a lot of competition.
It is Mick Pishing.
Oh, and
Let's
it is
fucking
raining
go.
to start the season. Rain in
Nothing
Japan.
like a Japan monsoon, eh?
There
we
you go. So Japan in the rain for at least quali. If Bench finishes top 3, I'll gift subs laughing emoji. There you go. Webbo's not happy with the rain, immediately storming off and saying he is not happy. Shadow Guns is laughing as well. I'm retiring, says Webbo. So the rain, the weather conditions,
He's already had his first victim.
not what the drivers want to see, but there you go.
You'd think a man with web in his name would be all right with his webbed feet.
Thank you very much, jamming on the commentary team tonight as well.
Fucking awful, by the way.
There's tricks as well.
I'm not here for quality. I'm here for quantity. If I throw enough shit at the wall, some of it'll stick.
There you go.
Okay, respect.
Well, we will.
Were we supposed to start, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, we got softs. It's Cooper coming out on softs as well. That's something. That is something.
Yeah, if it's not quite wet enough, then maybe you can get a kind of, a soft flat in right now. But I mean, I don't know. I'm about to DM Mr. Scary Times, so expect a message, Michael.
Why? What's he done wrong?
Oh no, we just can't tell what the weather is, so I'm gonna ask him what it's like for the race.
Fair enough. How do you? What's the button again? Back to alternate out of the cockpit view. RB. Found it.
Yeah, RB. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, because I don't want the engine literally roaring in my ear all night. Is it a dry race as Hughes?
I was just waiting for people to pick their tires.
Hughes saying, is it a dry race? Well, it's not dry quality, I'll tell you that much for free. And Surti saying, softs are a second slower. So someone was on the softs and then went back on to intermediates. What's the general strategy that you would go with here then, by seeing it rain in quali? How does that change your setup, perhaps?
It completely depends on the race. Like a lot of time you want a wee bit higher downforce. In the wet, probably slightly, less sort of, slightly less temp in your tyres as well, just to help with rotation into the corner. But yeah, I can see. I wouldn't expect people to go too aggressive on just the quali sort of setup. I think you'll see a lot of folk, depending on how the race is, will just set up according to that. You shouldn't really alter the whole weekend for one session, but yeah, if it was the other way about, like it was dry quali wet race, then that would have been very, very interesting qualifying, because I think a lot of people would have probably gone, very high downforce, so they very, very high downforce of the quali. But Mr. Welch is the first person over the line here, if you want to watch a hot lap.
Well,
Oh, that's that's impeding. I don't know who that was, but
Naughty!
I want to be doing that. Moyala, good evening. First time watching this. Is this F1 a weekly thing? Absolutely is. It's probably the biggest interest we've ever seen in an F1 league since we started doing them on and off about 3 years ago. GP1, GP2, and GP3. 120, 30-ish people in the Discord. So we're with GP1 comms tonight. You can join the F1 Discord as well. You'll see there is a GP2 commentator as well, VL Sergio, who is very, 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 well, a lot better at commentary when it comes to F1 than me. He's actually done some stuff for other leagues as well. So you want to keep your eye on GP2 tonight. VL Sergio is the guy to go and check out. We'll be having all the GP1 action. There's Lewis Welch, whatever he prefers. One of the main contenders to Kissy tonight. A man that
Formerly of X Factor fame.
Yeah, there you go. Well, he's going to have X Factor quality, Johnny, because he's one of the top 300 racers in the world.
I tell you what, he's done well there.
So he is a fast boy. I think Hamster, before we kicked off with quali here, that he used to have a nickname. He used to call himself the fastest racer or something. So, like I said, Kissy's going to have his hands full with him tonight. But don't sleep on some of these other guys as well. When you think about maybe the likes of Ryan Kay, who's over here today in the Williams, not mistaken. He's also quite dangerous. But a 143 set there by Lewis, and then Cooper going for 142 on the fastest lap. Again, you've got 13 minutes to set your lap, so no real pressure to be the guy right out the gates. And again, you know, bench warmer, another person that in the qualification last week, or in the practice race, we should call it last week, finished in that kind of top 2, top 3. Kept Kissy tight all the way, and then had that kind of really unfortunate ending. I think 5 or 6 laps out from the end, got that 10-second penalty, put him in the dirt, realistically. But yeah, excited to see some of the other kind of races tonight as well. Nico 15, very talented German racer. He's familiar with, I think many pro clubs guys are in here, familiar with Z29. That's one of his boys. So again, yeah, we'll be interested to see how he does tonight. He's in there with MJD as well. Surtees, a veteran. Whipper disqualified from the session, blocking the pit lane. So Whipper there blocked the pit lane and effectively has been disqualified from qualification. Is that necessarily a bad thing, Batty? I mean, you don't expect kind of racing collisions and crashes and whatnot in GP1, but he will avoid any kind of bumping of the shoulders when the race begins, at least.
Yeah, it kind of depends what kind of driver you are. Like, I don't think you're really, depending on the amount of safety cars, like you have a couple of safety cars starting at the back, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because you can probably pick people off and just play it easy and, you know, wait for mistakes. But yeah, if there's, you know, only one VSC, you're never going to win the race around Japan from 20th. So I'm not sure whether he span going into the pit lane or, you know, stopped coming out of the pit lane, but that's the only two ways you'd probably get disqualified for that. So I'd imagine he probably went sideways going into the pit, because it's quite treacherous in these conditions. So
well, there you go. When does the race start? We got about 12 minutes, 11 minutes and 33 seconds until qualifying ends, and then that's when we'll line up on the grid for official race kickoff or lights out. We'll do a poll as well. I think we'll do a bit of a prediction poll. Let me put the mic here. Do a prediction poll. Batty, who would you say is kind of like top 4 favourites?
Me.
It's fucking very, very difficult to call. I'll go Kissy, Welch. I mean, Nico's put a pretty fucking good time in. Yeah, I'll probably go Kissy, Welch, Tourish, and Gunno, I reckon.
Kissy, Welch, Tourish, and
Tourish, Gunno, Shadows.
not Nico.
Yeah, I just haven't seen enough of Nico. Like, I know Shadows is quick. I've don't know where I know him from, what league, but I've definitely seen his name before. So maybe, you know, this will change sort of at the end. You might just want to do it at the end of quality, to be honest. A very good idea, but
the way that I've done it is I've done it so you can pick from those 4, and then there's an other option. So you got a whole heap of options to go with there. So you want to put your prediction
there, then surely.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think you want to do your predictions, then go ahead. You got 10 minutes to do it while qualifying still goes on. But yeah, certainly they're saying it's definitely too wet for softs. I don't know if maybe it's
that man has a keen eye.
Yeah, keen eye. Yeah.
When it's wet, I'm never soft.
Oh right, okay. Thanks for that, Ryan. Fantastic as always. Oh.
there is a purple first sector from Nico. He's on a bit of a lap here.
Nico, you want to go
I'm
bowling?
gonna follow him.
Well, he may be one to watch. Nico's a talented German, and will be right up there, I think, tonight. He would be a safe bet, but Again, right now, just look at that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as it stands. Batty, Welch, Kissy, Nico, Benchwarmer, Shadow Gunners, or Shadows Gunner. That is very, very impressive. And of course, as well, Adversary there in 7th. Another kind of underdog, I would say, tonight. That could maybe finish as high as maybe in the top 6 or 7 as well. Webbo as well in the Kicksauber in 11th right now, 141.6. Again, the slowest man in the 20. No offense to him. There's some fast people. For Webbo, like I said, it would just be about points tonight. It'll be about getting over the line tonight and seeing where he can finish. Maybe a little bit surprising, you know, only qualifying. Maybe a little bit surprising to you, Batty, that Hughes sat in 15th for 149 right now. Ryan Kay in 17th for 156. James Torish with 203.
I think Hughes probably just finding his bearings. Don't know how much of this game he's played. Obviously very, very quick back in his day. Consistently either second or third in GP1 throughout VFL history. I think he has a couple of titles to his name. So just be about finding his bearings. You know, 149, he's probably not hit a push lap yet. But yeah, we'll kind of see here maybe. There you go, that's kind of more like it. Nice banker to put in 10th there, but yeah, it's I think a lot of time you just want to get to grips how the car's feeling. Like the bad thing about this game is you can't, you know, TT on wet tracks anymore. So unless you're gonna make a custom lobby that's dedicated to wets or go in GP mode and make a wet race, there's not really opportunities to kind of practice these conditions too. So yeah, a lot of these guys will just be trying to get a banker in, and then, you know, we might see some DNS or some invalid times as the session goes on.
Look at that, James Torish just propelled himself back up to a 138.8, so into 4th. Yeah. James Torish goes there, really setting the pace in that kind of top 4. Questions as well. Bissett saying, Batty, are you racing? Well, of course, Batty didn't win the championship a couple of seasons ago, but don't believe there will be any signs of a Batistuta race this season.
We will be probably resolve maybe 1 or 2 if, you know, it's a last minute fucking drop out or we can't get somebody in. But yeah, I'm not gonna. I'd struggle to stay in this tier by the looks of it at the minute, so
yeah,
my days might be gone.
Yeah, the reaction's catching up to you.
Are you saying you've got old man fingers now?
Oh, I've had old man fingers for about a decade, so.
Now, Aaron, I've got a question for you.
Hold on, we'll just answer these other ones. Is there an F1 League table? There will be. Of course, first race of the season tonight, but that will no doubt be a thing that's coming. And Blaze saying, when is the official start time? Soren, you've probably got. We'll see when the caution disappears, but keep your eye on that top left underneath where it says lap 4, lap 5. There goes 6 minutes and 12 seconds until qualifying ends. So give or take about 7-8 minutes until the actual race begins. So you've got a couple of minutes there to get your predictions. And if you do want to bet.
2 minute if
any of the lads Michael there's just had a bit of a spin.
The 2 minute grace period we're going to have. I'm just going to set a time on my phone so that everybody can get their setup sorted for the race start. There is a 5-second penalty if you're ready up early, so please don't.
Yeah, we will maybe worth pinging that to the GP1 lot just as the 2-minute warning comes at the end of quali. Lewis watched it back for 1:36.2, so the times keep getting quicker and quicker here in GP1.
Track is definitely getting quicker and quicker. Looks like this rain's kind of dropped off a bit. I don't know if it's going to get, you know, not really seeing the dry line form, so I don't quite think it will get slicks, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you get into the 135s and 134s of these intervals.
Well, Jamie, what was your question? You had a question?
It's obviously big and serious. Are you planning on starting an F1 academy for a race full of all women, or do you not believe in equality?
No, great, Jamin, brilliant. When there's old women that want to race, Jamin, I'll open that conversation up. We'll have you as the head of it. We'll have you chairing it.
Put myself in
that sounds fine by me.
Yeah, brilliant, fantastic.
I am all about equality. I have no problem with that at all. Don't
and old women.
A bad thing.
He's missed that one, but that's fine. Well, Leo here at 141.2, Hippo as well at 141.3. No one really kind of, I mean, Certi at 149, he's just pitted there, so he's just happy to kind of sit there on softs and maybe take that 19th place start. But yeah, the fast boys are looking fast, and it's interesting as well. More so, you know, maybe to see not who finishes first tonight, but to see who maybe loses their composure first tonight. But I often say that F1 is a game with probably some of the worst egos that you'll find. I mean, you saw it when we had J Fatality in a couple of seasons ago. Towards the end of it, you know, would win one race, then Kissy would kind of like slap his cock and balls on the table and be, "Hey, I'm here now, Daddy's home." Win the next 3 races, and you see J Fatality just magically disappear off the face of the earth. Do you feel like there's anyone in GP1 that maybe if they, you know, lose a race or two, they may vanish off the face of the earth? You know, maybe a Ryan Kelly's got history of it in UFC.
Like, yeah, I mean, I've ran my own league for like 2 years, been parts of, you know, admin groups of other leagues, and there's never been a season where like, you know, under 5 drivers have stayed from the start to the end. So, I mean, we might just have a good group of lads here, and
I hope
you know,
so.
maybe a lot of them just end up sticking it out. But yeah, you've got to always expect a little bit of turnover, sort of after 4 or 5 races normally, once people start to kind of realise that they got absolutely no chance of winning, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very brutal game in that point, because a lot of the time you can be out of a championship by not even your own doing, by other people being idiots. So you do always, although you got to be quick and smart, you do have to have an element of luck go your way typically to win a championship. So even if you are, as we see, you know, the top 2 boys are sort of very clear, and the rain has stopped here, so I think we're going to get a
dry race.
fire. I think we're going to get a quick fire one-shot kind of soft run here, which would be very interesting. So you'll be absolutely wanting to be the last guy over the line here. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some people just waiting to be the last car over the line.
Well, we're going to see Welch here then. Let's stick with the cockpit view and go from there. There was also a question as well that was kind of floating around for you, Dan, if you're still there. You know, the possibility of Season 2 having not equal performance cars, but the actual handicap of the Kick Sauber or, you know, the Ferrari. Is there any plans at all down the line to maybe go towards realistic performance rather than equal performance, or not?
I think if there were any chance of realistic performance with being a separate league and kind of just by volunteer only, really the equal performance is to your ability as a driver and not to be hampered by the car. So
that's fair.
You know, people that practice a lot, that get on, you know, we want to reward those guys with being able to race in a tier that's going to be competitive, and then you get fields like we have with GP1 where everybody's pretty much right on the same playing field. But yeah, I mean, if there's enough desire, a realistic league could come about, but it would be completely separate from what we have now.
That's fair. Well, listen, James Torish opting to kind of like sit out the rest of qualifying. It's only about 45 seconds, so he's confident with his 1:38.8. Welch here starting to warm up the tyres here and there, but I mean, are you impressed by these times that are 1:36.2 so far, leading the way in GP1 with Welch? Is that fast for you? Is that surprising? Is that, you know, a wow time or not?
It's very, very hard to judge when the conditions are like this, because the track is ever improving, you know, and like no kind of 2 wet qualies are going to be the same typically. So you're more just looking at who jumps on the opportunity. I mean, we are going to see a lot of the grid improve now, because there's barely minimal, if not, I think the rain's fully stopped now, but yeah, we'll start to see some circs. Everybody probably improve by at least 6 seconds, I'd imagine.
Well, there is that countdown now, 250 remaining. But if you want to just quickly ping the GP1 lobby and tell them, listen, 2 minutes, I'm going to set it on your phone. Don't ready up beforehand, it will give you a penalty. Make sure everyone is aware of that. So any GP1 drivers listening, do not ready up early. Take the 2 minutes, get your setups correct, and then we will be off and away for the 27 laps to kick off the new season. So far, though, only 2 men setting a 1:36, or in the 1:36 is Welch and Nico 136.2 and a 136.3. Kissy, the VFL original, they'll have a 137.6. Guinea streaming, please be careful.
Might as well just leave them.
All right. Let's see if he can top this 136.2 here, as Welch is looking extremely fast here in Sector 3.
I think Nico might peep him here. I don't
think
think
he
the
could.
soft's are the right tyre.
He
Can't
has
really
looked like
see a
he's
lot of
been
people.
sliding all over. He's
Mm.
not looked very.
Let's see what Nico comes
Lots
in
of
with
time
here.
from Nico.
Oh, 136.0.
Rocket
There you go. 038. Do Nico Verstappen, perhaps? Who knows? But Kissy also falling into the 136s with a 136.6. So there you go. We said there was going to be a bit of a rivalry this season. We said there was going to be a bit of a jousting at the top of the grid, and we're even seeing that in quali. A minute and 10 remaining. And then we're away for 27 laps here in Japan. Japan this week, China next week. A tour of Asia. Very much the case here for the opening couple of weeks of the VFL season. Some people are very upset, maybe the correct word or incorrect word to use, Batty, about the track list, but some really interesting ones in there. Definitely not the start some people wanted to see, with Japan followed by China, but you know, you've got to adapt, haven't you?
Yeah, you do.
A bad track list. Sounds like a bad DJ. Am I right, guys?
All right.
Yep.
Thanks,
Right.
Giddy.
So-
Thank you.
Yeah, I do think if the plan was to just do the other 12 races of season 2, the season 2 calendar is probably going to be more appealing than season 1, but there's still some great races and a lot of very kind of precise and technical races in the first calendar, so you could argue that this one is the more difficult out of the two, if that's the way we're going to do it, but it's more stressful on the driver for sure this calendar. I think that's why there was a lot of moans and groans. There's a lot of tracks in there where if you're a couple of millimeters off where you won't need to be, or you brake a little bit too late, you just end up losing 3/10 to half a second in one corner. Yeah, and Japan is the epitome of that. It was just completely a precision track.
Well,
Looking pretty clear, so there we go.
yeah, nice clear skies. So everyone get your setups ready. No early ready ups, please. And again, for the people watching it today, maybe the likes of Moyala or anyone that's got any friends that may be interested in racing, like I said, GP1, GP2, and GP3. There's 3 tiers of racing you can get involved in. Whether you're a beginner, whether you're an experienced head, you can get involved. F1 Discord link is in the tag request section of the VFL Discord. Tell your friends, bring everyone and anyone in. Like I say, we've got the best, in my opinion, community league that you'll find with the correct people running everything. Said F1 was always the case where we never really ran out of the passion for it. It's just people that ran the league, whether it be Michael, whether it be the older guy back in December, they just run out of steam. It's not easy to do, but we're back with an energized commissioner in Scarata. I think this is going to be, and I think it's shown already for the amount of people that have joined the league and the Discord, that this is going to be a really fun and exciting project. So really happy to be here for race day 1 in Japan. Said 11 weeks after this, where we're going to see a lot of twists and turns, no doubts, quite literally and also physically. For now, though, if you're basing it off of quali, Nico, the German, the big friendly German, going to be the man to maybe watch, but don't sleep on the veteran, the F1 enthusiast Kissy, but also don't forget about some of the other guys in there as well, the bench warmers and such and such. So, yeah, this should be a great start here.
Right, why am I getting ads when I'm trying to watch you race? This is not what I'm here for.
Get absolutely aired by the Swede.
Hey, sorry, he must put his helmet on.
Don't forget as well, fellas, you do want to watch GP2 tonight. VL_Sergio has got all the action there as well.
Mr. Sotty did ready up there, so there's a pen incoming.
Well,
he dropped his controller. We've all done it.
Well, there you go. Well, here we are then. We're off and away, Batty. We'll stay in this camera for
No,
the time
this
being.
is,
This is a warm-up
formation
lap, formation
yeah.
lap. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I
Yeah.
was getting ready to go to the back there and just watch the chaos up front. I really was. But...
Lights out, away we go.
Lights
Yeah.
out, and into the fucking corner we go. Wow, brilliant.
I bet there's no overtakes here.
Formation lap just to get everyone familiar with the track, get everyone warmed up. And I mean, listen, we could see some silliness here, Barry. We did see it last week in the practice session at Vegas. We saw people take penalties because they didn't stop directly, you know, in line with the track limits, I think it was. So, you know, formation lap could cause some difficulty as well. We would hope not, but over under on safety cars tonight in GP1 then, lads. What are we thinking?
10.
I think
High, Johnny.
that's a bit high.
We can have
a little
a
high.
max of 5, I think, and a
I
50.
think-
So
I'd say 2.
I'll go 3.
Oh, you're 3.
Yeah, because like the track's so fucking unforgiving. You know, like there's so many corners where you just hit
I
the
mean,
outside and you're
are you
fucking
including
dead. So.
VSCs into safety cars or just safety
Yeah,
cars?
yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe. I was like the car.
I
may
think
need
you
to
can
be
have a
deployed
max of
couple
like
times.
3 full. I think it's 4 full blown safeties. So 3 or 4, and then the rest have to be VSCs. So. Well, red flags as well. So we can have a red flag.
Oh.
Well, the formation lap here coming towards its conclusion as we get ready to see who takes home not only the Japan Grand Prix, but also the VFL Olympic gold medal in driving. Finish first tonight. You do get that Olympic gold medal on your profile on VFL. May mean nothing to you, but the Olympics well and truly underway. Had Olympic golf on Monday, Olympic football yesterday, Olympic driving, racing today, Olympic kickboxing on Friday on UFC 5. Get involved. Should be a fun night of action there also. For Olympic basketball and Olympic hockey on the weekend. Grab your boys. See you on the court. See you on the ice. Well, here we go. The
Nice, baby.
formation lap very much here done. And now we get to see if there's any chaos on the first turn.
It's a good choice of tyres, though.
James
Different
Torres
choice
and
of tyres.
Hughes, and there you go. You got a couple of people that have had a little bit of an issue here.
Yeah, if you don't get in your box, you'll get disqualified. So they'll be back now.
Okay,
And
here
your
we go
tyres
then.
are cold, so.
So
there we
for
go.
the first time in Japan here, lights are out, and here we go.
Terrible start for this Welsh. Wow. Lost 3 positions there, or 2.
No issues on the first corner, which is a rarity here, I tell you. We're going to see what those tyres are looking like. So, Barry, talk to me about this tyre strategy here from a lot of the guys. Majority on mediums, a good couple, handful on hards, 2 on softs. Shadows and Cooper coming out on softs at the Red Bull. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's sitting down there.
Oh.
Like, oh, someone's gone wide though.
Yeah,
Holy
someone's exploded. Someone's had an explosion and a half there.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, on this game, like a soft medium, I don't really think is possible. Your tyres are going to be absolutely fucking screaming at you. So I'd imagine the boys that started on the softs are probably doing 2 stops, probably soft, medium, soft, medium, soft. The guys on the meds are kind of left it open. You know, you're very open on the mediums. If your tyres are in decent condition by like lap 8 or 9, you might plan to just do the 1 stop. Or, you know, if you end up being in a lot of having to defend and putting a lot of heat into them and they're a wee bit warm, you probably end up going in for a medium, soft or something. And then if you're the hards, you're just basically praying that you don't get damage because you're playing the long game here.
There you go. Well, Nico setting the 132.3. Ryan Kay here at the back in 19th. Don't think he will end there. It will be a surprise tonight if Ryan Kay finishes that far behind. As he will now start to lead from the back
This is why
end.
I started on mediums. Fuck's sake.
Ryan Kay is one to watch. No doubt he will grow into this race. So, Moans and Groans in GP2. What's happened, Hampers? Talk to us from the cockpit. What's going on?
I tried to go for an overtake and we kind of squabbled on the exit and I went into a wall.
Oh, that's not ideal.
I'm not an expert in the racing kind of thing, but going into all, I don't believe is something you should do.
I might not have left him enough space. I might have. I'll have to look that back.
It's not
Just
massive,
confusing
you
because
can't
from the
be
start, I
that
think the
up,
guy
but-
in front of me jumped the start, so I was just like, should I get around?
There is a valid question as well here tonight for you, Batty. How many of this GP1 grid do we think have wheels? Says Yam Yam. You have to take a guess. More than half, less than half?
I'd be able to tell after kind of watching them. You know, there's corners that you can definitely tell where, you know, like the chicane at the end of the track is probably the easiest one to tell. The S's are a big tell as well, so I think after I kind of watched everybody for half a lap, but yeah, I'd imagine, I don't know, 40% on wheel.
There you go. Well,
It's
Nico with a
normally what it's
131.4.
like, Welch going for a move
Welch
up.
going there. Yep,
Yeah.
overtaken on the right-hand side. Nice and smooth. Got there beyond shadows. So, Welch, who had a pretty poor start here, now in the ascendancy. You can see as well Michael is involved in a bit of a train here. He's got a
Yeah, so
business
soft
to do.
tyres compared to his mediums right now, but that's the thing with these softs is they are going to be going off the cliff in 2 laps time. You know, you're going to start to feel them kind of slip away at the end of this lap, and then in 2 laps, 3 laps time now, unless you've taken really good care of them, you're going to start to slide and lose time respective to these medium drivers.
Well, we've got a request of a bit of a fan favourite Webbo cam here. In 11th so far, the Kick Sauber. If you've just joined us, Webbo, in the time trials leading up to the season, was the slowest man in GP1, but it was 20th in the time trial. So just made the cut for GP1. So any position here tonight is a good position for Webbo. And he's ahead of some heavyweight racers so far tonight. Said Leo Hughes and adversary, 3 big names. Ryan Kay as well, another big name. We'd love to kind of get some bragging rights over his UFC colleagues, you could call that, on the racetrack. But so far, yeah, firmly kind of enjoying himself there in the middle of the pack in 11th. Let's go and have a look at Leo here. Leo, of course, down in 13th with Hughes just behind him. Hughes and Leo, 2 drivers tonight that you would expect to be right up there come the end of it as well. As Lewis Welch there sits a 1:30.6. These times just keep getting faster and faster by.
Yeah, it's certainly doing. Cooper looks to be struggling already on that exit. Hippo and Michael getting
Well,
past
move here from
Cooper there,
Hughes
so
takes over Leo there. Wonderful use of the
go the old. I mean, he's 4 years younger than me, but the old dog is finding his form again by the looks.
well, for Ryan Kay, still not really had too much success. Still down here in 19th.
Welch making a move on Kissy.
Let's have a look here.
Maybe those mediums have gone off already.
Yeah, you see he's right on his tail though, Kissy. Not one that you want to play with. But
Kissy
Nico,
not used to being in this situation.
oh,
is he?
100%. And I'm going to say as well about Nico starting to get a little bit of a gap here. Doesn't look too much, but that's you know, when you talk about the high-end racing, the top-end level, I mean, that is a bit of a distance. So Nico so far, no doubt looking like the real deal.
Yeah, he needs to kind of just maintain this gap at the minute. You know, while you've got the tyre advantage, you probably want to be looking to maybe get a couple of attempts on Welch every lap, but you know, it's this race.
Oh, there's a real
on
train
and
here
on,
as well,
aye.
back between Frantique and Dirty Hippo as well. About 4 or 5 cars here, just all bunched up together. I thought maybe Frantique there was maybe going to get
Yeah, Michael
spun
is
around the
leading a
side.
bit of a train as well, isn't he?
He is, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
It's all...
Somebody's... Oh, he did well to fucking hold that.
He held
I'll
that
tell
together,
you what.
didn't he? Yeah, that was really bad. Oh, he's managed to keep himself.
Fucking hell.
That
The
was...
Tokyo Drift coming out of
Yeah. Just need Dan's
Put it around
soundboard.
Japan.
Yeah.
that. Aye. Just need to... Ding.
That was very, very, very close. I tell you what, there's going to be a couple of exhales there on Dirty
Maybe a
Hippo.
change of pants in the pits.
Yeah, could be. Could well be. Benchwarmer, of course, now up to 4th as well, taking over Shadow's gunner in the Kick Sauber. And I tell you what, about I don't think
Man,
we've seen.
nearly made a lovely move on Cooper there.
I know-
Cooper's really starting to struggle on his sauce. I think his sauce had dropped off the face of a cliff by the looks of things.
I don't think that's going to be the last bit of back and forth with the Albers. Ryan K there is DNF'd here, so
Oh!
he has
Well then.
Terrorist.
safety car. He is died on the track, and the first safety car here coming out in lap 5 as Ryan K. There you go, the remnants of his car. There's the wheel. As Ryan K. no longer with us, no longer on this planet. So Ryan K. the first casualty of the season, the first casualty of Japan tonight. Not, I mean, realistically, you know, only 5 laps in back, but it wasn't really a great start from Ryan K. tonight, was it? Not his usual self. So to find himself that far down and now out of the race after 5 laps, won't be too happy. What do you make of this, though? Kissy coming into the pits, going onto those softs.
Kissy and Welch coming in, though.
Welch has come onto the mediums, Kissy's come onto the softs. What do you make of that
No
strategy?
label. Yeah, I think I can understand it. I think it's comfortably probably a medium here.
Oh, Webber's taken a
so-
severe collision.
Yeah, 2
Fucking
penalties,
Jesus.
and then somebody got caught speeding in the pit lane as well,
Yep,
so
yep,
that'll
yep.
be another one. But yeah, I can understand Nico staying out.
Say Paul that got caught speed in the pit lane.
So Mr.
Understand it.
DZR has got a 20-second penalty. Surtees got a 10, Webbo's taken a 10, and Whipper's got a drive-through. So for DZR, I mean, that's just immediately nuked his race by 20 seconds in one go. That is, yeah, that is something.
Yeah, that's probably, I'll be honest, if it's me, I'm probably pitting again to get rid of 10 of those seconds.
Yeah, well, maybe he's going to be leaning on his teammate here, Hodgson, tonight, who's still, of course, early days, but in 4th position. But there you go.
It's a pretty, I mean, we've got, what, my eyes don't deceive me, we've got 8 different cars in the top 8, so
We do.
looks
Yep, we do.
pretty good.
Well, you've
for,
got some comms here from the cockpits here. Surtee saying, I reckon the 5 seconds is negotiable, Batty. And then he said
Yeah, I
people
don't.
coming into a dead stop in the pit lane as well. Not angry, not happy there. Same with Webber as well. Webber saying he stopped
My
in the
timer
pit
on
lane.
my phone hadn't gone off, it still had like 15-20 seconds left when the countdown happened. I know what he's trying to say, but
Well, the safety
The
car.
rules for a reason. If you can't follow them, fuck up and deal with it.
yeah, I love the boy, but he probably done it numerous times in the other leagues I've been a part in, so it's not anything new.
Well, the arguments there will happen. I had 5 answers, what have I missed? So what's happened is Ryan K has effectively clipped the wall, slammed into the wall. First safety car of the night, Moyala. So does give people a bit of a chance to kind of recover, but there's been some severe penalties. Mr. DZR with a 20-second penalty, 2 10-second penalties apiece for incidents in the pit lane. Same with Webbo and also with Surtee, and Whipper, of course, getting a drive-through penalty as well. But I mean, so far, top of the pile. I mean, like I said, we see some great racing early days. Only 7 laps in, but again, like Matty said, there's 8 different cars in the top 8. I mean, that just shows you what it's all about tonight. And again, Nico looks good, but if we know anything, safety cars can disrupt the pace. Safety cars can disrupt momentum. That will give Nico something to maybe think about, as now everyone is kind of right back on his tail. So when the safety car goes in, expect a really aggressive restart from everyone in that kind of top quadrant, that top sector of 1st to 8th. So there you go. So he's saying he refutes your allegations of doing it in other leagues, Batty, and said that you've just lied. So.
Alright, okay.
After using such a
Definitely
word like
didn't do it in
refute.
ASR numerous times. Yeah.
Nah, he's used the word refute in the correct context. I think that's good enough to let him off. Like
That's great, Chairman, thanks.
proper English, you don't get that nowadays.
There you go. Well, the safety car's coming in this lap. Cabbage, good evening to you as well, my man. You joined us just at the correct time as well, man, because we've had a crash. We've had some good driving in the first 7 laps, but Said only 7 in out of 27. We're about to get a restart here, and I tell you, it's going to be really interesting to keep our eyes on Louis.
Not ideal for Subty. He didn't manage to catch up in time, so now he's 35 seconds behind on the restart.
Right, well, here we go. Then safety car's in, and we are away again. And this is where the pace picks up. Welch here getting very close to that rear tyre. Took that. Whoa! Bumps him nearly. Had to get a break there. That could have been a really devastating one if he wasn't quick on the triggers. But always bumped the Alpine there, though.
Yeah.
Now it's turned into bumper cars. There's Frantique feeling a little bit of a nod.
managed to get through as a consequence of that, and
Thank you, Lauren, as well for the prime. Appreciate it.
really holding Welch up here.
Yeah, Welch. Oh, that was close. That was really close, but he's just managed to get through.
Oh my god, I think the Alpine might have damage here.
He doesn't look like he's too comfortable in turning, does he?
No, it doesn't.
And Mr. DZR has dropped off here. Yeah, oh, batty, there's some crashes at the back here. Jesus Christ almighty. James Tor has just been spun into the wheel, or spun into the wall. DZR there.
Yes.
That was
These
really,
bloody
really...
safety car restarts are chaos, man. Always.
Yep, there was some real issues there. There's now, look at this train
Hughes has
batty.
got a great point of view here, by the way.
Yeah,
Just a
I'm right on there,
train
yeah.
in front of him.
Absolutely, you've caught me to it. Oh.
This fucking... They're all over the shop.
Yeah, they absolutely are.
Rubbing
tell
his
ya.
racing and all that.
This is, to say this is only 8 laps in. Strap-in was still another 19 to go here. And Webbo here is taking it. Oh, yep, there's more.
Christ
And that's,
almighty,
yep, it's an
man.
absolute nightmare. Cooper and 3
Oh,
second time penalty there.
people,
And there
there's
is
people
people,
off on the home straight. There's
Yep.
fucking-
people are slipping and sliding here. People have gone into the pits here. But back here in the middle of the park, around about 10th to 15th, it is nothing but carnage. Webbo has got to try and do his best here to get away from the riffraff. That's the only way you can really say it. But,
Oh, Hughes has
oh
gone
my
round,
goodness
no.
me, yet Hughes has gone there into the wall there. Wow.
That's just
And
a
a
lack of
virtual-
practice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
virtual safety car coming out. This is an absolute
That's what I mean
horrendous
about
restart from
Japan.
somebody.
It was a prime example of Japan in a nutshell. We just put the power down a fraction too early. Like, literally a fraction. And then you get that big whip. That big snap of oversteer, and you end up not enough going into the opposite wall. But VSC probably helps him calm down his tyres
Yeah,
a bit.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely
Yeah.
right. At this
Yeah.
point, you just, and if anything, it gives you good practice. The virtual safety car comes out, yes. Now you get to have that ability to kind of correctly restart again. You can keep the distance at a minimum, and now you've just got to learn from your mistakes. If you were involved in an incident in that safety car restart, now you've got to just kind of learn from your mistakes here and have a bit
there's
of a
going to
cleaner
be
one.
a collision or a penalty there, because I believe MGD just went into the back of Hippo. That was a wing that went flying, so he might have got away with that, you know. Normally the game gives you a penalty if you hit somebody on the yellow flags, but he might have got away with that.
Reminder on penalties here so far. Webber still with 10 seconds. Cooper with 3 after multiple infractions. And Mr. DZR has cut off 10, shaved off 10 seconds for the earlier incident in the pit lane, but still has another 10 there in 19 for the Ferrari. But his teammate Hodgson doing some great work
Nico
here so
coming in
far.
under the virtual safety car.
Do you like that decision? 9 laps in on the
I
mediums?
absolutely hate that timing for him, because as soon as he came in it went green.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is
Yep.
a nightmare, and that is benefiting Welch
Nah.
massively. Well, let's go back to this
Yeah.
riffraff here in the middle here, Batty, because that's where all the action happened before we got guys coming in. Leo now has taken a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as well, so the penalties are starting to stack up here 10 laps in. But a lot of people, Batty, pitted there as the safety car went in. A whole heap of fresh tyres for people. A couple more out on hards as Hodgson now is up to 3rd place. 9-lap old mediums, though, could be a problem. Kissy here on the 4-lap old softs, chasing down Lewis Welch.
Oh my word. Big collision between Shadow Gunners and Hodgson. Hodgson has lost 3 places
Yeah,
due to it. There's all going on at the minute. These guys, you know, early on, maybe the respect isn't there yet, but a lot of elbows out early on.
Well, listen, great, though, for Leo and adversary. Same team, 4th and 5th at this minute in time. Granted, Leo's got that 3-second penalty to, contest with, but regardless as well. Look at that. Down is 17th. Batty Hughes coming out onto the softs as well. They're going to start to climb up through those through the grid here and try and reclaim his glory. Adversary now taking over Leo up to 4th, but a bit of a distance between him and Shadow's Gunner, and even more so between Welch and Kissy and Shadow Gunners and Kissy, and now of course Adversary. About 2 or 3. Well, ooh, I'll tell you what, Adversary there took that kind of that turn in really aggressively. Had to brake quite harshly. Hodgson here down into 7th. We'll see if he's going to pit. He's not going to pit, so if he does have damage, like you alluded to, Batty, he's going to race with it, so he may be fine. You would think if he didn't have any wing damage, he would have went in there and then maybe kind of recovered.
Yeah.
But keep an eye on what do we got here? James Torish, perhaps. Everyone's kind of spread out again. There's no real trains here. Well, there is back in 9th and 10th actually. So we'll keep an eye on the fan favorite Webbo. See what he can do here in 9th. He's got that penalty hovering over him, but Dirty Hippo so far just looking like he's just a little bit too fast for Webbo to maybe catch up to. Be a great finish for Webbo though in the points in 9th, but that 3-second penalty will be looming on him. And this is the kind of area of the track, you know, that 8th to 12th positional grid ranking where we did see that sequence of issues, and another 3-second time penalty for Whipper for multiple warnings. So the penalties start to add on more and more for the Merc in 19th. So I mean, going back onto that then with the Nico decision back to go in and change tyres, or another 3-second time penalty there for DZR, is that poor IQ, poor planning, or is that just purely just massively unfortunate?
No, that's just unlucky. Yeah, it's just really unlucky. And like, there's no like, it didn't seem to be, for me, it came up and saying like the VSC was ending or didn't show us. You know, normally it used to give you like a kind of 10-second warning, like VSA is ending soon, but it didn't, you know, it wouldn't tell you exactly when it ended. It was just kind of a window that the game would give you to prepare to get under Delta or whatever. But yeah, just unfortunate. I mean, he's cutting time away from the gaggle in front of him that's just sort of battling away with each other. But the good thing is he will be able to take these to the end. The bad thing is Welch is going to come out with significantly fresher mediums at some point.
He's just gone into the back of Dirty Hippo again. Didn't expect that break, but the Weber playing bumper cars here. While that was happening as well, Leo has gone in and has now come out on a fresh set of mediums. Dirty Hippo is all over the track here. Going to have to breathalyze him.
Make a few moves here, I imagine.
Yeah, let's stick on Nico. Yeah, he is continuing to rise up through the grid again. Talented German on those fresh hards.
How long would you expect hard tyres to last? Just because of those that have gone on after 10. Think they'll make it to the end, or you think, well, that's what I was thinking I'd be doing.
When I did a bit of testing on Ryan the other day, mediums kind of went 12, 13, and then, you know, the hards went like 15 before they kind of started to get a wee bit sketchy. So
you just look at Nico, who's obviously got on to those if he got the poor timing, but he has gone straight onto hards.
Yeah, he can absolutely go to the end.
Yeah, his plan will not be to come back in at all. It'll be to stay out and hopefully.
Well, look at Hodgson has just decided to go in after those 11-lap-old mediums have bothered him. 12 laps now, so fresh there. Dirty Hippo getting a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so another penalty, another big penalty there. Dirty Hippo, the victim of that one. Cooper so far the only man in the top 10 as of right now with a penalty kind of looming over him. Webber of course has got rid of his as he's pitted there in 16th, I mean 17th now. But yeah, I mean Nico is on the ascendancy, Barry. You said, you know, he was did one move then 2 moves. It was brilliant all over the place. Now wait, he's taking that corner, absolutely phenomenal from the German there as he continues to gain ground on Cooper, who again, as we know, has that 3-second penalty looming over there. The Red Bulls, though, in 4th and 5th. Be a great finish position if they can keep here. But, I mean, let's go back up further to Kissy as well. See if he's in any stratosphere of Welch here. And Welch is having a leisurely Sunday drive-by. No one behind him. This is open road. He is 7 seconds ahead of Kissy. I mean, we talk about the quality of driver. Is this too big of a gap? 13 laps in, 14 to go. Can Kissy catch Welch, or is this looking like a bit of a write-off early days?
So yeah, I think just strategy-wise, Kissy needs a safety car.
Especially on the
'Cause it's
softs as well.
Yeah, the softs are going to be probably half a second slower on these mediums after 8 laps, at least. And then you kind of put together the rhythmically how both drivers are kind of taking a suck at the minute. Welch, as you say, clean air, pretty leisurely. Looks like, you know, he's done this sucking 10,000 times before. And
Yeah, and there's the shouts as well from shouts from Dre saying that Welch is the Max Verstappen of 2023. I mean, it's looking like that to be frank, but again, anything could change. One safety car.
Looks like he's in a W11 at the minute.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see as well, Surtees here in 9th, looking for maybe a move on MJD. This is where the incidents tonight have happened in around about this kind of period of the grid. So Benchwarmer trying to keep his cool in 7th as well. You just see him 2 cars up there. Late turn here from Surtees. James Torish as well, going to be feeling like he's got an opportunity to maybe catch the pack ahead of him. Let's see what he can do here. Does Surtees go for a move after this turn?
Ryan,
Yeet.
you just retire on track.
No, I pulled way the fuck over.
On the track.
Well, yeah. I thought it would like just like you know like it does in career. It would just like.
Oh, that was
That was
aggressive.
a oh god damn! Yep, he's cut that one there.
Yeah, he just tried to outbrake MJD there, and MJD said, "You're not outbraking me, mate."
Absolutely. Leo here as well. There's a bit of a bump and grind here as well. So Hodgson and Leo now maybe rubbing shoulders with one another down in 12th and 13th. Is this train that we saw 6-7 laps ago starting to reform? Attempted move here by Hodgson, just not able to get past Leo though. Not fast enough. Leo continues to fend off the position of the Ferrari. Let's go back over here though and have a look and see, as Whipper gets another 3-second time penalty, how Nico is looking. Anyone behind him? Yeah, there is. Cooper's not too far behind, but again, Shadow's adversary Kissy just all too far gone perhaps. And there's Whipper in 19th, has retired here after that abundance of penalties. Not his night tonight. Japan again got some moans and groans. It is an unforgiving track, like Batistuta said. Maybe Whipper there feeling that this evening though. He'll be hoping to do better next week in China, no doubts. Well, listen, Kissy is pitted here, Batty. Those softs are coming off. Shadows as well is taking a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. That is going to be huge for the finish position. So for Shadows, that could maybe cost him podium tonight. And that's going to give Nico a huge opportunity now to not only take over from Shadows, but also kind of get closer towards that second place finish. For now, though, driver's still out. Kissy coming out in fresh hards as well in 7th there. He'll be looking to end this race on those hards. Do you think these mediums are a problem, though, Batty? Welch on 10-lap mediums, 11 laps to go. Will he need to be thinking about pitting soon?
Sorry, what was that, mate?
The 10-lap mediums that Welch has got on, will he need to be thinking about pitting soon? Or do you think he can do another 9 laps or 11 laps with those mediums?
Yeah, I'd probably expect him to play it relatively safe and probably see lap 19 or lap 19 latest he comes in for another set of mediums. But me personally, I'll probably get another 2 laps and then just kind of split the stint. 12 is very manageable on the mediums, and then 9 lap mediums you don't even have to worry about tyre wear to the end. You can just go 100%.
Whoa,
but yeah, I think it's sort of
there with a big 3-second time penalty as well, Batty.
Yeah.
So his race not gone. Oh, there's a bit of a train here down in 12th and 13th again as they've taken that corner.
Nico is caught up to the 2nd and 3rd in 1 lap.
Oh, he absolutely has. Look at him go. The German here looking, well, look at this is what adversary's gone into the pits. So now Nico is back in 2nd. So there you have it.
It is getting to the point with Nico where if you're Welsh, you're looking and going, do I need to go in slightly earlier than I want to, just so he doesn't gain too much time and I come out in 2nd? Yeah.
strategy going to start to very much fall into place here. Again, a reminder on the penalties. You just joined us. There you go. 3 seconds for Gunner, 3 seconds for Cooper, 3 for Leo, 3 for Hughes, 10 for Dirty Hippo, and also 13 seconds for Mr. DZR in the Ferrari.
You've got a little man that commits.
Webbo as well down here. Dirty Hippo's just taking another 3 second time penalty as well. Clean for Webbo, but he's got to catch up. Like I said, he was technically the slowest man out of the 20. So the fact that he can finish at 18th today, maybe better than what you'd expect from Webbo. Portuguese Prince, a big fan of the German as well, said that this Nico guy fucks capital letters. So he's a big fan of what the Germans doing here tonight. But I mean, if he fucks,
anybody that knows Graves knows exactly how he.
Well, the question is, Jamin, if he fucks, what does Louis Welch do? He fornicates.
Shag.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, Welch has lost a bit of time. I'm surprised he didn't go in.
I'm surprised
Very
also he didn't go in.
surprised he didn't go in.
The more I watch this, the more I'm thinking this is Nico's to lose rather than
This is
Welch's
Nico's
to win.
lose, absolutely. Yeah.
He's just not covered. He's not thinking about covering him at all. Which
Safety car is the worst thing for Nico right now.
Yeah.
In my
Absolutely.
opinion, because I think he's going to net more time if there isn't a safety car. Like, you know, safety car comes out. Well, I mean, it kind of depends. I haven't really seen Welch.
Well, here's a question
If
for you.
Welch was a pit right now, I think there'd probably be a 5-second gap between Nico. I think Nico would have the lead by about 5 seconds, probably about 24-25 second pit stop.
Well, a lot of
that.
decisions here about pitting, and the MJD, they're just taking a 10-second penalty for
Yeah.
speeding in the pit lane again. I was going to say to you, Batty,
Jesus.
for Kissy, do you see the possibility of a podium finish? Of course, there's a 6-second gap between him and Cooper. There's that 3-second penalty looming over Cooper. So
Oh,
we've got
absolutely.
9 laps here to go and get podium. Is podium a minimum expectation for Kissy due to the
Yeah,
history?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely minimum. I mean, I think it's probably a comfortable podium. The two people behind you are on old ass hards. You've only really got to worry about adversary, and then you know that Welch's or Cooper's going to be struggling. You've got 10 lap pressure hards. Cooper might even pit. Welch goes in now. So there we go.
All right, well.
It's going to be a monster pit stop.
Yep. He's going to need to be fast as anything, and Nico will know that the time here that he gains now could be absolutely monumental.
Nico's coming round the final corner now.
Yeah, Welch is having his tyres changed. Welch is coming out of the pits here, so he has gained some decent time. Welch is still in the pits, and they're going to be right neck and neck towards each other here, Batty. They really are. There you go. Just bypassed him. So Nico back in control, and he can finish this race on those 9-lap-old hards.
Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting now, Batty.
88, yeah, about an 18-second pit stop, so a wee bit quicker. But I actually forgot how quick this pit lane was. There's no kinks on it.
I knew there was something odd about it, but I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah.
I've been talking about the recovery of Surtees as well, Batty, up to 4th now. Well, of course, he's got those medium tyres to think about. 12 laps on them. He's going to have to pit at some point. James Torres as well has pitted, gone onto those softs for the final 8 laps here. But surprise for Surtees, can he maintain 4th position? Do you think those old tyres? Whoa, that's a bit of a poor exit from Welch there as well. Seemed like he just scuffed the curb
he
there.
got a little bit too aggressive there.
Yeah, so
tried to get a monster exit and it kind of backfired.
And Nico now has gained a bit of time. He's slipping a little bit on the track as well with these mediums, but I don't know if you agree or not.
Yeah.
He'll be getting him to temp as much as out.
Yeah, I mean the outlap on this game is significantly more difficult than last year, in my opinion, especially on the hards. The hards don't kind of really warm up until you've done at least a whole lap, or sometimes a lap and a half. But yeah, we'll soon getting DRS. He'll probably milk Nico's DRS. He can just be patient here. He knows he's got the tyre advantage, so. But now I'm going to go back on what I said earlier and say the best thing right now would be a safety car for Nico. And he probably got about 4 laps.
100%.
Yeah. He probably got about 4 laps, and then after that, there's probably not going to be another one. So,
well,
but yeah, Sutty's got a wee bit of charge back up. He's dropping back now on those old ass mediums, but.
Surtees has.
Retired.
Retired there. Retired
he's
in the
retired
pits.
in the pits. Okay.
So there you go. He's retired in the pits. as the Red Bull tonight. So whatever that, I don't know what that logo is. It looks like a Red Bull, but it isn't a Red Bull. I don't know what that is. What team is he?
Racing Bull.
Racing Bull.
Yeah,
there you
Racing
go.
Bull, yeah.
Well, I mean, surprised at him retiring. He could have finished in the points there, Batty. I mean,
Yeah, I'm a bit. But, maybe sometimes you get, side pod damage or underfloor damage, things that can't be repaired by the pit crew, and you could just sense that it's going to be losing enough time. Maybe the looming 5-second penalty too, which I wasn't 100%. I mean, might have been a bit lenient since week 1, but yeah, he probably felt that it would be a bit of a struggle for him to get back in, but Torish is in a pretty good position too. Just noticed that there on one lap.
yeah,
of
one lap
softs
softs.
and
Yeah, you're
10.
right.
Yeah.
6 laps
Whatever.
together, he could well make a
Couple
push
of
up the
halts in
table,
front
up
of
the
him,
grid.
yeah.
What are the penalties looking like around Webber? Because I am now invested.
I
in
will,
Sloan on
here
the
you
grid
go.
getting
3
points.
seconds for Gunner, 3 seconds for Cooper, 13 for Hippo, 13 for DZR, 10 for MJD, 3 for Hughes, 3 for Leo, 3 for Michael. So he is in the potential of maybe going and get some
I
points
say he's
tonight.
currently in the spot where he'll finish 11th, which
Yeah.
is impressive.
Well, Benchwarmer's just taken 3 there as well. So, I mean, higher up in the grid, but there you go. How
Yeah,
long
a bit
average
of
does a
fighting
race takes as Falcon? So 18 minutes for qualifying, and then it depends on the track, Falcon. But probably you could say, well, we put it this way. We started this race tonight, this official race, lap 1, started at 10:04. And there's 6 laps left. Each lap takes around about a minute and a half. So about 45 minutes, you can maybe say, as DZR's taken another 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But it depends on crashes and safety cars and whatnot. Dev, this is Olympic F1. It's Olympic driving. Yes, absolutely it is. And like I said, we are very much invested now in this battle between the German Nico 15 in first, which you can see just ahead of Louis here, or Lewis, excuse me. Welch, of course, in this Aston Martin is fast, but is he fast enough to catch Nico? So that's the ultimate question. For Kissy, looks like he's going to be absolutely safe in taking a podium. But, I mean,
Welch make a move for the lead now.
yeah, we're going to see it on the straight here, aren't we?
There
Here
we
it
go.
comes. Here it
Yeah.
comes. As Welch here wants it. Activate the DRS, and he is going to just peel by. And Nico has suffered an overtake. So second place now as this sword fight in first and second continues. Frantique taking a 3-second penalty as well. So those penalties back late on in this race are piling up. Maybe the over-aggression of trying to finish as high as possible is being showcased it.
Yeah, it's a lot of penalties racking up, but again, it's like a precision track. Like if you're side by side with somebody, almost a lot of the time you're gonna get a warning because you've been bumped off track. And obviously, like boys know, if you think you've got a dodgy warning, record it. If it's a warning that you can't escape because somebody's knocked you and you've had to cut the track, and then the game ends up giving you a penalty, providing you record your race director so we can see what lap you got, the warning on, or how many you've got in total. They can sometimes get removed, but yeah, it's kind of what I expected. Like Nico's a breath of fresh air, absolutely, but like three of the 4 guys I thought would be in the top 4 are there. So, but yeah, a lot of penalties early on, probably just down to pushing too hard, like a wheel-to-wheel kind of racing on the Shields game. That sort
as
of
much
thing.
as well.
That's
Welch is setting a 129 there, and I mean, I was going to say about it during that kind of point you're making there. The distance that Welch now has made on Nico is absolutely unmanageable. This is going to be a Welch win tonight. And again, thank you, Ryan, for the sub as well. Devlin also saying, how does it work with multiple races? Is GP1, GP2, GP3, Devlin? So, of course, just think of it, the higher the number, the lower the number, GP1, the higher the level of racing, the higher quality of the driver. GP3 is like more for your beginners, people that want to get involved in F1. GP2 is a kind of middle of the pack where guys like in the party today, hamper racing. And so, yeah, all levels for everyone involved. And there's promotion, there's relegation, there's all that. I think one question to kind of raise to you, Batty, is tonight, how concerned will Kissy be for his VFL crown? Multi-seasonal winner. But I mean, he is. I mean, listen, I don't want to say he's been off the pace. Third place in this lobby is phenomenal. But will the wheels be turning in his head here and will he start to say to himself, maybe I've got a little bit of work to do here this season? Because he would not have been expecting third place, would he?
No, this is how, you know, even the quick boys get quicker. You know, you end up getting in a league where there's a one or two, like, you got rivals, I suppose, and you end up putting more time in. So this, in theory, could create a monster.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
But there's just, this is kind of a level. Welch has shown that, like Kissy, when he's in clean air, he's pretty much uncatchable. But I would say the same with Nico. Like, when Nico was leading that race and just managing, like, this could be Nico's race if it wasn't for that VSC end.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
So, like, you know, that's another 10-second VSC, and he is probably still leading this race by at least 5 seconds currently.
100%.
Now, saying that, Welch is phenomenal pace on his medium, so he might have been in for a very, very tasty, you know, last 3 laps, but yeah, he would have been far more comfortably in front than he was with Welch coming out. But
well, there's comms as well from Surty on
props here.
There's comms there from Surty on from Kissy saying Kissy's thrilled with P3. In his books, it's like finishing P1 against the 2 above him. So, you know, that's the that's what it is. And again, you know, you go back to the historical data, Batty. You won the championship, only ever winning 1 race in a season. If Kissy can continuously finish in the top 3, win 1 race out of 12, who knows? You know, that there is a possibility that he could still win this season, but he is in for a real fight this season to win that championship. Of course, while that's happened as well, Michael has retired in the pits there in 17th, so he will not finish tonight, and looks more and more likely with those chain of penalties that Webbo is basically behind. Webber may well end up with some points tonight here. 3 seconds for Frantic, 13 seconds for Hippo, 10 for MJD, 3 for Hughes, and 6 for Leo.
I've been keeping an eye on, well, obviously on him on the leaderboard, and I noticed that he decided to go into the pits for some softs, which I feel like has ruined his chance for points. And I didn't think his tyres were that tired, but they must have been.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
move for 4th here.
Oh, yep, adversary has taken 4th. There you go. He went for it, and it's a great overtake there in that straight. I mean, looking at this kind of grid here, then, Batty, 25 laps in out of 27, with the 16 drivers still on the track. Actually, you know what? We'll include the 4 drivers that have retired or crashed out. Who has been the racer that surprised you in a positive sense tonight? Who's overachieved in this grid if it stays exactly like it is here? And who are you maybe leaving the race here in Japan today going, I need to see more from you? That's not your usual self. What are you thinking?
I think I'll start off with the disappointments first. I think Hughes would be a little bit frustrated, but again, he's one of those that once he puts time into it, he's going to be consistently in the points. Torish, I think, has had some unfortunate kind of things happen. Possibly would have had him in the top 5, like, just for sheer pace. But I think, you know, looking at it, everybody else is kind of where I'd expect them. But props to adversary. Honestly, I think he would be absolutely over the moon with 4th in this lobby, because he was right in that kind of, it's not mid-pack, because that's disrespectful, but, you know, that kind of pack between 5th and sort of 13th in pace. He was right in amongst that, you know, and to be, if you're consistently the top guy and, you know, the guys that you're fighting with in the area of the field, it's only gonna kind of improve your confidence as the season goes on. But yeah, it's a great. I mean, I've watched him for like the last kind of 3-4 laps, and he looks very, very entwined with his car, very smooth. So very complete race for him. But I would say Nico was just a pleasant surprise. I mean, I didn't know how quick he was, and he's evidently fucking rapid. So yeah, this is the top 3 that I think we'd all kind of expect to see going forward. Then
absolutely,
see on a bit of a different level compared to the rest of the field right now.
Thank you, Yancey, for the follow. Good to see you still alive. Hopefully,
I think Leo will be a bit upset too, thinking about it.
I think
you
he
know,
would
Leo,
be, yeah. I think, yeah.
Leo, I would expect it to at least get points. You know, was pretty quick in the practice race. You know, time trial wise, is kind of sat in the same kind of categories of us race. So yeah, it's decent wee spread, but Mr. Louis Welch has just looked automatic from start to finish.
Yeah, and then I think you're right. I think that battle this season between Welch, Nico, and Kissy is going to be a really good storyline. But it looks like, barring a disaster today, Welch going to take home the first event, the Japanese Grand Prix here of the new F1 season. He's also going to take home that VFL Olympic gold in driving. Nico, right behind him, going to take home the Olympic silver, and of course Kissy also going to take home an Olympic medal, Olympic bronze. But I would agree. I think some really, really great performances from even the kind of the mid-pack. I think, again, the likes of Cooper, yes, you know, took the time penalty, but for Cooper to be there in the ascendancy, him and Shadow Gunners 5th and 6th with the Red Bull is decent. I think, yeah, like you said, I agree so much with what you said. Ryan Kay, Hughes, I think even Frantic would be a little bit disappointed to be down there in 11th. This is going to be the thing. It's going to be not just about feeling disappointed. It's going to be how much time you're going to put into improve, because this lobby, this grid, this GP1, compared to what we saw a year and a half, 2 years ago, is so filled with quality. There is the confirmation. Lewis Welch here today has won the Japanese Grand Prix. He has won the first return event of VFL F1. Nico, the talented German, was so unfortunate with that safety car in the early portions of the race. If that didn't happen, we could have been talking about the German being a winner here tonight. He finishes second. And of course, the multi-time seasonal winner, Kissy, taking third position. Yeah, a really, really solid event tonight. Only, I think, what is it, 2 safety cars and 1 virtual safety car. So effectively a clean race. Ryan Kay was a crash out. I think Michael Surtees and Whipper all retired in the pits as well. But you can see here the official confirmed finish positions now. The Red Bull do indeed take 5th and 6th position. Bench Warmer takes 7th. James Torish officially taking 8th place there. Hodgson in the Ferrari finishing 9th. And this is now where it gets interesting because of these penalties. Dirty Hippo finishing at 11th. Frantic takes top 10. So Frantic is going to take points here tonight at the death. And of course, MJD will have to settle for 12th position. Maybe Hughes gets that above him. Yes, he does. Hughes takes 12th. MJD takes 13th. And Leo here just coming around the bend to take 14th, with Webbo and DZR taking 15th and 16th. A good race there for Webbo tonight as well. Predicted to finish 20th, gets 15th. So not all doom and gloom for Webbo here tonight.
10th.
How you've salvaged that from the back, by the way,
Bro,
to get points is nuts.
I'll tell you how. 18 laps on the hards.
Jesus.
I was waiting for a safety car, and then I came up like, oh, they're on 70%. They're still drivable, but I might as well pit onto mediums now.
Well,
So I go up to 10th.
Confirmed kind of finish lineup going to be coming here shortly. Don't forget as well tonight.
Classification, yeah.
If you did have any racing incidents tonight that you wish to report, then again, use the appropriate channels in the Discord. But a super fun return to VFL F1. Great race night in GP 1, 2, and 3. And like I said, this lobby, this GP1 in particular, is going to be a real fight all season. It is going to be drama. It is going to be a storyline and a half as to who brings home that championship after 11 more weeks. Next up, though, next Wednesday, we stay in Asia, and we're off to the great country of China. Japan this week, China next week. Do we see another Lewis Welch victory, or does Nico get a bit of revenge? Or do we see the old-timer in Kissy perhaps maybe make his mark? But a huge win tonight for Lewis Welch. Does get him on the board, and does maybe get the attention of the drivers that didn't know who he is. You didn't know, you certainly know now. And for Nico, how many sleepless hours will he get tonight thinking about that decision to pit? Not his fault. You can't say it's his fault. The virtual safety car coming in at the exact same time was, well, the safety car coming in, sorry, at the same time was just such atrocious timing. But There you go. Race day 1 done. A really, really fun night of driving. Thanks to all the drivers in GP1, GP2, and GP3. And also thanks to VL Sergio, the commentary over in GP2 tonight. Any feedback, of course, from you guys, what you want to see or what should be done better. Again, the Discord is there. And yeah, a really, really fun night. Thank you for giving us your evening as well. And what, rocking with us, watching all of that. So we had a really fun time doing that. So, yeah. Got to pay out the channel point predictions. Welch gets that one over the line. And yeah, if you are interested, if you want to get involved, if maybe you watch this or your friends watch this and you said, yeah, I want to get involved, do a little bit of racing here and there, hop in the VFL F1 Discord. There's GP1, there's GP2, there's GP3. Since we started doing F1 back 4 years ago on and off, 5 years ago on and off, this at this point I can confidently say is the most buzzing, popular, up for I've seen F1. So much interest, so much intrigue, and I think it's only going to get bigger and better. So hop in, get involved, levels for everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you so much for your follows, your subs, and such, and we will see you next week for